And there we are. Welcome, 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 everybody, back to Waffle Board Breaks. How's everybody doing tonight? 38 boxes, still 17 new jerseys. We did not hit one Sunday in the double box, and we did not hit one Tuesday. So, nearly 50-50 chance of a new jersey coming out. But there they are on the table. The old jerseys still lined up. 21 boxes. Of course, we got 17 boxes on the shelf. So 21 old boxes, 17 on the shelf. Of course, 3 and 11 are now attached to the hip. They are basically a built-in double box. We hit 3 on the randomizer. We will also open 11. We had 11 on the randomizer. We will also open 3. So those 2 are attached. We now have the 2 boxes from that run, which are, I believe, November. Then we have the 3 from early December, 13, 15, 17, 5 from late December, 3 from January, 8 from February, and still the 17 boxes from the March reload. I was looking at the list, and like I said, we have 4 of those 17 are completely brand new to the boxes. First time ever of those players in there. The previous run still has 5 of the 8 names are first times in there. That's the Brad Park, Tim Thomas, Carl Lettinen, Anthony Mantha, and the Mitch Marner. What's up, Thomas M? Looking to hit tonight. I know we got a pretty good crowd. I think we have, let me see what we got. Of course, no Big Al tonight, no Ron. There are 2. Actually, Ron is now tied with CK. Total overall hits. So number 1 overall and the number 2 tied overall. So CK's in tonight, so he's looking to break that tie. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think 14 different people. I think there's only one spotter, so only one spot magic is out there right now. That's Mike H. Everybody else has got at least 2 or more. We got a pretty good crowd. Dale's looking for closer mojo. He grabbed a couple spots to close this. Thomas M is overdue. I was looking. You said you hadn't hit in the calendar year. That's not true. I did see that you had hit once in January, but I can't remember what the date was. It wasn't like the 2nd or 3rd, but it was definitely in January. So it's been a couple months. We're talking nothing in March yet for you, nothing in February. So at some point in time, so probably at least good 2 calendar months since you've hit. So you're definitely overdue. Some of the other guys are a little bit of a heater. Like I said, we got Adam R. Welcome back, Adam R. He hit the Ealers on Tuesday, and he's in for a couple spots tonight. Nicely brings people back that haven't been in a while. I root for everybody to hit, of course. James M. hit the big Keller, finally, the oldest box. He hit that as part of the Sunday double with Ron. So we have James's jersey upstairs as well as Adam R's. So if either one of them hits tonight, I'll be able to mail them together. But good luck to everybody. We have, like I said, Dale C's got closer mojo, ties in with a couple tonight. Greg K came correct with some spots tonight. Thomas, you got your spots. Brett G and JG, the father-son duo, is back. They both got some nice spots, as well as Jason M's got his single spot. There's the other single spot magic. So I forgot about that. Jason M is with his Morrissey spot. So he's in. Larry V's got a couple. Adam R has at least 2, maybe 3. Nick F has a couple. Who else? CK has a couple. James M, I believe, is a couple. So a lot of 2 people, a lot of double spot people. So you're basically looking at, if you have 38 total spots, if you have 2 spots, your chance of 1 in 19 of hitting, which is pretty good odds. Like I said, obviously 38 spots. You got 2 spots. Every spot, of course, is 1 in 38 chance of hitting. But if you got 2 spots, your odds are halved. If you think it mathematically, that's the case. You got a 1 in 19 chance if there's 38 spots. So, like I said, I always like to think of it that way. I'm always thinking mathematical in the odds. Of course, the randomizer will shine on somebody tonight, and we'll see who that is shortly. There's a lot of good games on tonight. There's a couple late games as well. Some of the early stuff has gone final. The Islanders trying to keep their heads above the 7 or 8 seed. I think they won tonight already. Who else is going in there? We got Seattle and Tampa. Tampa's going to the shootout with that game. Obviously, they already secured a point. Montreal won, so they got 2 big points for them. The Islanders, of course, won in regulation, 2 big points for them. Who else are we looking at? Let's see anything else going final. Lots of second period games. Pittsburgh and Ottawa go into a shootout as well. I know that matters, obviously, for both of them. So, like I said, there's a lot of competitive games on tonight. Of course, the West Coast games and the mountain games, mountain time zone games. Colorado was up 1-1 Winnipeg. That's the end of 2. Winnipeg is pretty much out of it, but Colorado, of course, is the best record in the league. Winnipeg's not going quietly on that one tonight. So Seattle won in the shootout. So there we go. Seattle wins in the shootout against Tampa. I'll still take the point. Every point matters at this point in time. We're in the season. We got 11 games left, I think, for Tampa after tonight. So most teams have about 11 or 10 games before the end of the season, so they're fighting for seeds. It's a battle all the way. Obviously, baseball started today or yesterday. Obviously, the Yankees beat the Giants 7-0, even though Judge had the golden sombrero. That was the first time ever they said MVP had the golden sombrero on opening day. So I did not watch that game. Obviously, basketball, the battle for the Final Four is this weekend. Obviously, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They're at 16, I guess, and we'll be down to the Final Four after this weekend. And, of course, next weekend will be the Final Four game. So there's a lot of stuff going on right now. Football's in the signing session. We've gotten past the tampering, the legal tampering portion. Now free agents are signing, and there's still a couple big names out there. We'll see where they end up, but a lot of movement with obviously, and then NBA is going strong. If you're into the women's sports, they're all going strong with the women's hockey as well as the WNBA. So games are going pretty crazy across the board. This is a good time for sports. Obviously, the weather's getting better pretty much everywhere. And we'll see, obviously the outdoor sports be coming. Obviously, it's baseball. Some of those March, April games can be a little cold. I remember the Jays years ago, there was snow in Exhibition Stadium. So I don't think, obviously, with the retractable dome, it's not going to be snow in Toronto anymore. But Toronto, I think, it's not on until tomorrow. So that's their first game. I didn't even see who they were playing. I don't even remember. So I have to check that out. So if your team started today, good luck. Congratulations. Hope you enjoyed the baseball. I know lots of baseball all day long today, and there's games on tonight. So, but hockey is where it is for me. So we'll see what goes on tonight. There's still some late games we'll get to. Some of the early games like Vegas and Edmonton that just started. So we'll be able to watch that afterwards while I'm doing all the post-break stuff. But they did the jerseys. You should have received everything they shipped out last week. Just the new ones that have to go out probably tomorrow or Saturday would be James, Adams, and whoever hits tonight. So good luck, everybody. I cannot wait to see what comes out. Like I said, the new batch, I got about a dozen in-house, or maybe 10 or 11 in-house already. I have up to 16 already set for the reload. I mean, we might add a couple more, but take out a couple. I'm not sure how many. Probably be about in the 16 number. But of those 16 I have already ready, it's half of them are completely new names. So there's some great styles. I got 2 starter jerseys. These are tough to find. And it's tough. You want to find something that's in pretty perfect condition and something that's been sitting in a box for, almost 20 years, some of these jerseys. So yeah, I got a CCM Classics in there. There's some Reeboks, of course, Fanatics Premiums, Adidas. You always have like a Nike get in there, and Mitchell Ness in this batch. So it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna be excited once we get there. But of course, any Hawks? Do I have a Hawks in the new batch? I don't have the list in front of me. I don't know if I have a Chicago. There might be. Like I said, there's not one. Obviously, in this batch, there's no Chicago. There may be one. I have to look at the list. If not, that's definitely on my list of ones to grab. You don't see tons of them very often. Of course, Chicago fans are pretty close to the best with their stuff. You don't see, the Chicago stuff on the secondary market very often. But I'll keep my eyes open, always trying to find new names. Of course, I want to get some guys that you haven't hit. Some of you guys have chased the same player, and some of them are big names. I got some big names in the next batch as well. So this has got some big names in here. It's like I said, I know you guys are chasing. The Yager's a huge one. Netchis is a great one. Like I said, I love the aviator blue Shifley. Such a beautiful jersey. I have one in my PC. Adam Fox, the Sorokin, fighting with my boy Vasi for the Vezina this year. So it's the Rowan Yossi Stadium Series is just fantastic. So obviously, I have a Yossi in the PC. That's one I would have kept, but actually I have a Philip Forsberg Stadium Series as well. But I don't think my Stadium Series Forsberg doesn't even have the shoulder patch. So this is a real nice Stadium Series. You don't see them very often. Like a lot of times when people get the blank jerseys, they get them stitched up with the player and get the autograph done. They don't always have the shoulder patches, which is a lot of times you see the All-Star Game jerseys. They buy a bunch of blank ones. They don't have the NHL team on the shoulder to just, they put the numbers and the name, of course, but then it always have the NHL logo on the shoulder. So it's always nice when you catch that because that's clearly one that was made up separately. And then obviously they got the signing done wherever it was done. And obviously it's the same thing with the Stadium Series. They sell a lot of the Stadium Series, not always with the patches. So it's always nice when you catch one with a patch. That's why I like catching the first season stuff, like the inaugural season patches. Like you guys know exactly when that was signed, most likely. I mean, it's not like they are still getting stuff signed with inaugural season patches. These teams have all moved on. Utah, for instance, the Keller was the Utah jersey, and that was only one season they used them. Technically, they have that now. I believe is their alternate, but I think the white jersey has the black jersey have the Utah on the front. I think that might be their road jersey. I guess no, their home. The home jersey, I guess I've seen white with the Mammoth logo, and I've seen black with the Mammoth logo. I guess they switch it up. Like I said, I have to ask Alex. He's at most of the home Mammoth games, but he's not even here tonight. So yeah, A's and J's. That's what we got. A's and J's. So yeah, looking forward to that. Like I said, the A's were a thorn, years ago, and that was one of the humps that they had to get over to get to win the back-to-back World Series. That A's getting past the A's was huge. The A's had beaten them a couple times late in the season and playoffs. Before we got over the hump and beat Eckersley in the Alomar series, and obviously that got them to the World Series. But like I said, baseball's here. Going to be enjoying it. Long season though, 162 games. So it takes forever. Obviously most teams lose a third of their games. Obviously, if you go, pretty much like 162, you're one of the best teams on the planet. Most teams, the first place teams go, 95, 96, 98. So it's that's just baseball. You lose a third of the time. If you're a hitter, you get hit 3 out of 10 times. You're one of the best hitters in the league. I think the National League, the shortstop for the Phillies batted like 303 or 305. He was led the league, which is crazy. That tells you how bad the league is across the board when the league leader is the 3-0s, which is absolutely insane. But so baseball's here. Hockey's right now, we're in the mayhem. This is, every game matters, every point matters, every goal matters, every shift matters. So it's fun. So just one box tonight. Of course, the spots are live on eBay. Whatever hits tonight, I will end, of course. And then you guys can have at it, get in your spots, get your placeholders or your minimum bids, and then fight it out on Sunday. And then we'll be back here for Sunday for the double box. So looking forward to seeing what comes out tonight. Like, I'm not predicting a New Jersey because it's still 50-50, but if you have Anton Sugar wants to flip your quarter, you can call it. Yeah, but don't put it in your pocket, because if you do, it's just a quarter. It gets mixed up with the other ones, which it is. So anybody who knows No Country, that's how they roll. So, but good luck tonight. Good luck, everybody. Let's see what comes out. Let's get my dice roller and my random. I'm excited. I really, like I said, I love seeing these jerseys come out, especially the new ones since we haven't hit one. But like I said, I love seeing the old ones come out because you guys have been chasing some of these. Pretty, obviously we don't have anything in there from before November, but November, early December, late December. So basically from last year, we have 10 jerseys still in there. And then, of course, we have the 11 from January, February, and then the 17 from March. So just 10 of the 38 boxes. So pretty much a third of chance, a little less little less, about a quarter chance that we have a jersey from last year, and then the rest of them are from this year and the reload. So good luck, everybody. Let's do it. Let me see. Okay. As you guys know, 5 or more, of course, on our random. Let's see what we got for you. And then the jersey boxes are here. 3 and 11 are tied, attached at the hip. We break them together. Whichever one of those numbers comes up, we will break the other. So, what we said, there's the 3, of course, from early December, and then the late, the late December stuff. January, February, of course, we run all the way up to 97. So, there they are, kept in order. You guys should know. Anybody that's following along kind of knows where your spots are. So good luck. 5 or more on our dice roll. Let's see what we got. It is 8 times. So 8 times our lists. Good luck, everybody. Top number after 8 is the one we're going to open. Good luck. 1, 38 boxes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the box we're going to open tonight is going to be box number 67. Again, on the reload, 67. 8 times box 67. 8 times box 67. That's crazy. We had 60. We had there's no rhyme or reason, but we had 70, 69, and now 67. The last 3 boxes, which is crazy. I think they're from different runs, though. There you go. 67 it is. Oh, boy. 67. Where's my list? 67. It still is the second biggest batch. Obviously, 17 new boxes. There's 8 in this batch. So some really, really good stuff. Let's see what we got tonight. Good luck. Oh, I have no idea, but I'm feeling something nice. Music comes out here. 67. Like I said, of this run, 5 of the 8 jerseys are brand new to WAFFLEBOARD breaks. So they're all new to the boxes. So that's kind of cool. I like seeing stuff we haven't seen in a while. Obviously, see, there's 5 of the 8. Oh, this is gorgeous. Let's do it. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Box 67. Where's my names? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay. Oh, good. Let's see what we got. I'm excited. Box 67. Box 67. You guys know the drill. Box 67. Okay. Is Nick here? Does anybody want predictions? Does anybody want to make any predictions? I don't see him. In the room. So he's not watching live. He swoops in, comes in late. But here we go. Box 67. I'm excited for you guys. Here we go. One of my favorites. All-American boy, Drake Batherson, having a fantastic game tonight. At least 2 goals in the 3-3 game. And the final is East Coast COA, Drake Batherson. I love him. East Coast COA. Big fan. Very, very underrated. Oh, Drake Batherson. I love him. There it is. Such a nice one. There it is. Number 19. Good, big American boy. Nice sand patches on the sleeves. Gorgeous. Look, a gladiator. There it is. Drake Batherson. Let's see. The nice price strap, of course. We know the drill. Adidas Pros. Loving it. Very, very nice. Drake Batherson. I like Drake Batherson. Working on another one. So, if somebody's missing Drake, somebody doesn't have one, East Coast Sports COA, Drake Batherson. I have no idea who had Drake tonight. Let me see the list. Oh, Greg K. Boom time. Drake Batherson Greg K, congratulations, fine sir. He had some spots pretty much right across the board, so he was trying to seed himself into all the different runs, and there it is. That's how it works. Spotting this run, and Drake Batherson hits. Congratulations, Greg, on the Drake. Like I said, I'm working on getting another one because I like Drake. I like getting him in there. So we've had him in there a couple different times. But congratulations on that one, Drake Batherson. Going to Greg K. Very, very nice. Sorry, of course, for everybody that did not hit. Your odds are now 1 in 37 and 1 in 36 on Sunday for the double box. So I'll end this. You guys get at the eBay spots and get some bids in and get you guys ready for Sunday night. So enjoy the rest of the games this evening. Like I said, take your time getting over to eBay and getting the bids in, and I'll end Drake. But there it is, Drake. There we go. Congratulations, Greg K, on the Batherson. I know you've been in a slump too, so nice of you to break those slumps. I like seeing all you guys break those slumps, so congratulations on the Drake. I'll see you guys back here on Sunday. Have a good couple days. Enjoy the weather wherever you are, and we'll be back on Sunday night for the double box. So thank you very much. WAFFLEBOARD Breaks is out. Take care, guys.